The most hated characters in children's cartoons. If any of these characters since you were just 5 years old only made you feel angry, you're not crazy, bro. They got on all our nerves. Let's take a look at the most annoying, hateful, and obnoxious characters that everyone hates from children's cartoons. Peppa Pig! Peppa Pig isn't rude by accident. She already knows that if she touches fire, she'll get burned. This daughter of Satan only wakes up to connect to hell and go into humiliation mode. The first thing she does in the day isn't to have breakfast, it's to throw poop at her dad, saying he's fat, that he's useless, that he's no good. Daddy Pig breathes and Peppa already has a nasty comment ready to throw at her dad. And the worst part isn't even that. The worst part is that poor Daddy Pig is already completely tamed like a horse by Peppa herself. No one tells her, "That's enough, Peppa." Every episode teaches us that Peppa learns that being annoying and rude works, and that's not humor for kids, it's an evil guide for children. Peppa lives in a universe where being disrespectful is cool and humiliating others is like a hobby. The girl never learns anything, and even though she's already a grown piglet, that's why many, really many, hate her. And really, even the parents admit that their kids started acting all cocky after watching Peppa. Because that's what the show teaches kids, that insulting is funny, and throwing tantrums is even more so. Just imagine someone who comes to your house and already thinks they're the boss, making fun of everyone and throwing out really sharp comments, and nobody corrects her. And you there, boiling with anger in your heart, wanting to play the judge of the pigs. Daniel the tiger! This damn tiger kid has no charm at all. I don't even know why this garbage exists. Literally. They only brought him into the world to suffer because as a kid, no one told him that life hurts. Everything affects him and everything, absolutely everything, requires a mandatory song as if he were competing on The Voice. He drops a pencil, he sings, he farts, he sings. Come on, buddy, tone down your musical a bit. Supposedly, he teaches you how to have therapy, but what does that even mean? For every little thing, he wants your attention and immediate validation. And if you don't give it to him, he competes. He pulls out another song from out of nowhere. No one tells him, "Enough, man. Just learn from your mistakes and move on." Just imagine, what this bro teaches you is that if you lose your job, just sing and everything will be fine. It's not like I'm going to start singing on the bus so people give me coins. Besides, the songs! Oh, those holy songs. They don't help at all. They repeat the damn lesson until you don't even know if you're understanding emotions or if they're brainwashing you. That's why Daniel really gets to your soul. And not because he's sensitive, but because he forces you to feel. And look, man, sure, you should have empathy, but listen, the world isn't going to stop every 5 minutes just because Daniel peed his pants. That's just abuse, son. Mayor of Paw Patrol? The mayor of Paw Patrol isn't a leader at all, and if anyone thinks otherwise, well, too bad, right? Every episode starts the same way. She makes a stupid decision, the town falls apart, and then she calls some puppies to clean up her mess. Paw Patrol isn't a rescue team. It's an emergency service to solve the irresponsibility of an adult with power. If she literally did her job well, the show would last 5 minutes. The most annoying thing is that she never learns. She makes mistakes, puts half the town at risk, and the next day, there she goes again. Doing the same thing so the pups have work, and of course, she always has the magic solution. Call Paw Patrol! I mean, ma'am, do you actually govern or do you just make phone calls when you mess up? Because Ryder seems more like the mayor than she does. The pups plan, coordinate, execute, and she just gets in the way and says thank you. That's her real job. We all hate her because she's incompetent and because she never pays the price. She represents that adult who has authority but zero responsibility. I'm sure her kids solve everything for her. Paw Patrol doesn't save the day. They're just there to save a lady who doesn't think. Barney! And we continue, awesome brother! Because if you're only 5 years old right now, you probably prefer Paw Patrol over this lesbian dinosaur. Barney is not cute at all, son. I don't know what human with a brain thought this guy was meant for a kid's show. This drone is always smiling, always singing, like he's being threatened with extinction. In a world where kids make mistakes and are always throwing tantrums, Barney lives in a bubble of permanent smiles. I'd really like to know, where does this lizard get so much dopamine from? The guy has no conflicts, he never gets mad at the kids, he never makes mistakes, and he never doubts. Everything is love, hugs, and catchy songs which just stick in your head like gum. This dinosaur doesn't teach you how to solve problems or how to be a well-behaved kid. He teaches you to avoid everything with a big fake smile. You feel bad? Sing! Something went wrong? Sing! Life hurts? Well, just put your heart into singing, kid. Barney doesn't look like your preschool buddy at all. No, man, he actually looks more like the leader of a demonic cult. Another suit, unfortunately disturbing. They just couldn't think of anything else, right? This thing even gave me nightmares. That's why Barney is so annoying, because what seemed cute as kids, now that we're grown up, you understand that Barney really is disturbing and that for sure he's depressed. Barney doesn't represent healthy emotions. He represents an impossible fantasy where everything is always fine. Barney doesn't teach you how to live. He teaches you to have a disturbing smile. And believe me, nobody trusts someone who smiles that much. The only good thing is the parodies they made of him on the internet. Dora the Explorer. Honestly, guys, it can't be possible that you wake up and the first thing you see is Dora hitting the stick, asking you to help her find her junk. But what really makes you hate her with all your soul is that the wretch is completely deaf and blind. And she has you like a soccer fan yelling at the screen. You've already shouted the answer. Even the neighbor's dog has too. And Dora still does whatever she wants. Literally, she treats you like you have permanent brain damage. Dora repeats everything 3 times and then explains it again in case you forgot in the last 8 seconds. And still, she never ever learns anything new. Every episode starts as if it's the first time she's ever seen a darn map. There's no progress, kids. Not even a single English word sticks with you. So we all agree that Dora is frustrating. Instead of teaching you English, it seems like she's giving you lessons in patience. She pretends she needs you, but in reality, she never listens to you. That's why Dora is annoying. She doesn't trust your intelligence, and on top of that, she makes you feel like you're talking to a wall. Muffin! Muffin is the canine demonstration of what happens when a child is never ever told no. She comes in screaming, demands attention, and throws thousands of really devilish tantrums. But everyone around her gives her what she wants, so she'll stop bothering them. And the worst part is, it always works. Muffin only learns that if you scream enough, everyone acts like submissive rats. Every episode is watching responsible adults bend over like when you get a diarrhea cramp. All just to avoid triggering another emotional meltdown. Muffin doesn't regulate emotions. She uses them as a nuclear weapon. She cries, screams, exaggerates, and that's it. Everyone obeys her. And that, my friends, is called emotional blackmail. Since she was a little girl, she's been learning to be a real manipulator and to get what she wants, no matter what she has to do. And so, believe it or not, there are people on the internet who say, "Oh, that's just how kids are." No, man, that's how kids are when nobody corrects them. Muffin doesn't represent a good childhood. She represents that her parents just give in to her so she'll stop crying. That's it! That's why she's so annoying. Because she doesn't learn anything. She never truly apologizes, and she never faces any consequences. And honestly, watching her doesn't make you feel any sympathy. She stresses out anyone who's ever had to deal with an annoying cousin at family gatherings. The girl manipulates like an experienced adult, tattles, exaggerates, twists the story, and always ends up looking like the poor misunderstood one. Arthur doesn't have a little sister. He has an enemy, and what really makes my blood boil is that adults always believe her. Always! Arthur can bring evidence, witnesses, even his lawyer, and they still tell him, "Deal with it, kid." That's what being the older brother is for. DW only teaches how to ruin someone's day and get away with it. That's why she's hated so much, because I'm sure we all had a we in real life. That son of a gun who makes a mess blames you, and you're the one who gets punished. Masha, Masha, that's the worst tutorial you can show your nephew. Don't do it, buddy. Masha is not just a mischievous little girl. She's the Antichrist. When she goes into the bear's house, she just breaks things, messes everything up, and treats his home like she's fighting in a bar. The bear tries to keep things in order, and he's already shown that yes, he has a lot of patience. And Masha just ignores him. Makes you want to give her electroshock therapy so she can calm down. The poor bear, he's probably living in chronic stress and it's all because of Masha. But what really burns in your dark soul isn't that Masha is intense. It's that kids, when they watch this, want to behave just like her. And besides, it seems like being violent is very normal because here, let's be honest, if it were the bear who did all this to Masha, then yes, it would be a horror story, but since Masha is small and cute, everything is justified, and the pattern repeats episode after episode. Masha destroys, explodes, and makes fun of everyone. And the bear puts up with it until one day he gets diabetes and a heart attack from so much stress. Childish energy? Not at all. That thing never learns to respect anything and only cares about testing your patience. It's like the annoying cousin who breaks your house, laughs, and on top of that, the adults say, "Oh, leave him alone, he's just a kid." Yes, ma'am, yes. And that's why nobody wants to have him in their house. And she's still the most hated, because she's the one who has filed the most copyright complaints against our channel, to the point that she almost got it deleted because of her tantrum. That's why we had to delete several Masha videos. So enjoy these images of Masha, totally copyright free. Did you hear me? Masha's lawyers? Sons of a bick. Alright, we're done here, that's it. I'm already feeling like I need to hit the microphone. Leave in the comments, who makes your blood boil? And I'll see you in the next video.